Welcome. So here we are, the first war of the season, and we're up against 4 Loki. I get to kick things off this war. We're bringing in Bullseye. Who, I'm a big fan of actually using Bullseye on offense. We have this Ebony Maw. You guys saw what the node was. I already forgot at this point. But yeah, I know the node does apply a falter. Ebony Maw has this falter. But the nice thing with Bullseye is he doesn't miss. So we don't care about the falter from the node. We don't care about the falter from Ebony Maw. The plan here is just to get to almost 3 bars of power, or just at least 2. So we can fire our SP2, make sure he triggers our evade, dash in, we throw our relic, then we do a couple of hits into SP1 while our Fury is still there, and Maw's down. But I also saw that time I had enough power to get back to SP2, so I figured, hey, if he's still alive, we'll just go SP2. And next up, we're coming up against this Void. Coming in, we're using Mantis, since Mantis with our Tranquilize will, reduce the chance of debuffs being applied by, I think it's a flat 100% and not just a complete shutdown. So come in and we do the 5-hit combo ending on the light to place the Tranquilize. Now we're just hitting this block to build charges, and the plan here is get to SP2 so we can launch a big, pretty big SP2. Unfortunately, we did eat that heavy. The only thing I would do differently here is, instead of starting off with a medium then 4 lights with the Tranquilize, I would start off with a medium and 1 light just to put the Infuriate. That way we get a Tranquilize quicker and we don't have to worry about a lot of debuffs earlier. And so once we get the Infuriate, we can immediately switch to the medium 4 lights, put the Intimidate debuff on, and yeah, I think debuff management would have been easier for me doing that route. But hey, Mantis has the big SP2, so we get 2 of those off and Void goes down. Like I said, if I do that fight again, I can definitely clean it up a lot more. But luckily that was our only Mantis fight, so I don't have to worry about using potions. And here, I actually thought I cut out me using boost, the part where I select my boost. But here we have Bullseye, we're on Path 6, Section 2, and we have Shocker. This node starts off with Fisticuffs, so no buffs and no debuffs for the first 30 seconds. I did have a Power Start 1 boost, that way I can instantly trigger my evade, go into SP1, and we get true accuracy. This way, we don't have to worry about Shocker auto-blocking us, as long as we keep our true accuracy up. When Shocker has 50 charges, he can auto-block your special attacks. Now you can land an intercept, and you can see there, he lost, I think it's 25 charges when you land an intercept, so that's how you can help to keep his auto-blocking check. So we're trying to bait out the SP1, and luckily he finally threw it. So the plan here is to trigger our evade, throw our SP1, we get our true accuracy, he can't auto-block us. Plus, since he dashed in to trigger our evade, it does count as an intercept, so that's another way to keep Shocker's charges intact. And at this point, the fight is pretty much nearly over. So our true accuracy just expired. We're just trying to bait out an SP1. Managed to do that. Fire another SP1. This way we get our true accuracy back. And because we had the true accuracy, he couldn't auto-block the special. So at this point, we just hit his block. Bullseye crits into the block, so he gave us the opportunity. We took it. Hey, I'm a Bullseye fan, what can I say? So now we're moving on to Quicksilver with Conflictor. Now this fight is definitely an annoying fight. But here we are, we're coming in with Bullseye. Like you've seen, I do have true accuracy on my SP1, so that way we can counter his evade. Now I got caught off at the beginning because I was expecting to parry and then have to re-parry because the node has Conflictor, so I wasn't expecting him to, I guess, like instantly cure whatever debuff was on. And coming here, unfortunately, I learned this guy is running in not inequity, unfazed mastery. So when my evade triggered, he ended up going unstoppable and evade and all that. So I'm like, okay, this can be a problem since the way to get Bullseye big damage is to trigger his evade. So at this point, I'm like, okay, we'll bait out the special and then we'll just proceed from there. My range was short on that. Fortunately, triggered my evade and it triggered his unstoppable. Now the evade is kind of helping me in the corner, but at the same time, it's like, ooh, this isn't ideal. So we ended up doing the same combo in a row, which triggered we triggered not the same combo. We ended up triggering the prowess from the node, which also triggers the block penetration. And at this point, I'm like, okay, but we're still alive. We are getting pummeled in this corner, but we can still, keep this fight. So we threw our SP1 just to kind of get spacing. We got our true accuracy, so we don't have to worry about any evades. And I'm like, okay, all we have to do is really watch the conflictor node. So I didn't bother about worrying about triggering my own evade. We just went right into our SP1, and we survived. Definitely not the prettiest, definitely can be cleaned up, but we didn't die. And so now we're coming here, we have this Spider Woman on node 42. This is a very annoying fight. There's a lot that you have to consider and watch out for. Spider Woman can evade, she can go unblockable. You have power stings from Spider Woman's SP1, power stings from the node. She can shut down your abilities, so yeah. This is a fight. We're using Patriot here with the way I have the White Max pre-fight placed. So with Patriot, we can, once we get 3 debuffs, I believe it is, we get our steadfast where we can block unblockable attacks if nothing happens. Now once Spider-Woman places the fumble debuff, she has a chance to fail your parries. As you can see there, I had to re-parry. And, it's like one of my first times coming here, so I'm thinking, okay, if I can, keep some heavies up, I can hopefully keep the precision and do big damage to go that way, and then, hey, we'll get our reversals when we can. So it's kind of like a slow, steady fight. My re-parry unfortunately didn't work there. I had to re-parry 3 hits in a row before the parry stuck. And that's kind of the plan here, just stick to your basic combos, attack, and just go from there. So we went to trigger our reversal, which unfortunately she ended up evading, so that caught me off guard. Which, then I kind of panicked in the corner, so I ate the SP1, because once she has the, I'm not sure if it's either the fumble or the ensnare, but once she has either one of those up, you can't evade, which unfortunately was unfortunate for me. But the nice thing about Patriot is the lower his health goes, I think this scales with his signature ability, the higher his block proficiency goes. So there I'm trying another another reversal, which she evade counters and then she punishes me. So at that point I'm just like, hi. I watched a video clip of someone else doing this thing. I think it was DLL doing this fight, and yeah, I saw reversals go off and things were okay, and I'm just like, man, I did not have that good RNG. The Spider Woman was like, oh, you went to reversal? No. But going back through it, I think the evade triggered because I did the reversal on mediums, and when I'm assuming those mediums counted as an intercept, so she evaded me or whatever. I think if I did the reversal as the second hit of a combo or something, then it probably would have stuck. So we come back in here to finish the fight. And at this point I'm like, okay, probably don't go for the reversals, just stick to the combos. Unless it's go for the reversal if we're in the middle of a combo. But we know just basic hits is the safe route. But I lost a chunk of health at that point, and I'm like, okay, we're not about to do this again. I'm like, hey, Patriot, that extra block proficiency that's supposed to be kicking in when you have lower health, where is it? But hey, we're taking it slow and steady. Because of all the constant power stings from, like I said, from the node, as you can see, she just applied 10 from her SP1. you're really not throwing specials at all in this fight. And you know, her debuffs are severe debuffs, so they're not being purified. So unfortunately, we had a death right on Ward 1, but we did come in, we did finish off the fight. No further deaths, but you know, I had a feeling that I'm probably going to be seeing a lot more of this Spider-Woman, and we're going to have to get our revenge down the line, you know. So we did manage to win war number 1. Shout out to the guys at 4 Loki. I think it was a close war. So thank you guys for tuning in. And now I'm going to get you caught up. So we think now I've completed war 5. So yeah, till next time. Peace.